So, we've talked on the podcast about building your child's confidence by showing off their natural talents for tinkering and building things. So, I've got a great Thanksgiving idea. Take a KiwiCo project that your kids can put together with relatives. It will let your kids shine and feel successful. Because unlike passive toys, KiwiCo crates put the fun directly into your kids' hands, turning curiosity into something they can build, create, and be proud of. Plus, KiwiCo projects get your kids off screens and spark wonder. Look, the best gifts aren't the ones kids open, they're the ones kids make. Give kids the joy of making their own fun and the memories that come with it. KiwiCo projects are a fantastic gift from grandparents. So tinker, create, and celebrate this holiday with KiwiCo. Get up to 50% off your first crate at kiwico.com, promo code CALM. That's up to 50% off your first crate at kiwico.com, promo code CALM. So how do you get your kids to listen to you, to follow your lead? How do you get them to calm down when they're really upset? I want to give you some tools to use on this episode of Quick Tips for Dads and Moms who are listening. So let's jump right in. So here's what I want you to stop doing. And this will sound kind of funny. Stop being a dad or a parent for just a few days. And here's what I mean. Sometimes we get into this role where it's like, well, I'm the parent. That means I have to walk around and discipline and motivate my kids. And we get kind of overly responsible and we get overly reactive because we're like, well, I have to correct my kids all the time. I have to take care of this. So I want you to stop being that reactive dad or parent whose job is to discipline and just get kids to behave. It's not that I want kids to be undisciplined and misbehave. Look, your kids will be disciplined in time if you are disciplined and if you model this for them. But sometimes we get into parent mode in which we're always kind of upset and frustrated. We take everything personally, and that's when things escalate. I remember this huge transformation for me when I changed my mindset, because I was always taught to believe like, okay, my job is to be chief disciplinarian in our home. So my job is to go around our home and catch everyone doing things wrong and then correct them. And apparently wives don't like that either. And so neither do kids. And so I switched to, no, my job is to be the chief source of wisdom in this home. My job is to impart life wisdom, to teach, to show, and to do that patiently. And I'll tell you an insight I've had that's been kind of embarrassing lately. Casey and I our son, we do a lot of hiking. We do some really hard hikes out here. And I'm not great all the time in snow or with heights. And what I've noticed is Casey is really patient with me while he's leading us on some of these hikes. And it occurs to me, he is more patient with me than I was with him when he was little. And I think it was partly because of that role of like, well, my job is just to walk around and be kind of upset and catch kids doing things wrong and being frustrated. So stop doing that. Now, here, I want to give you 3 different things to start doing. Here's one. Imagine yourself as the quarterback leading a football team in a comeback in the 4th quarter. So think about this. You come into the house at the end of the day. You call a huddle with the kids. And young kids, they love that. Like you get down on the floor on one knee like a quarterback, which is kind of cool. And you have a huddle. And then you can say confidently, guys, and I even like this tone of voice. So guys, we've got a really busy night. We got to help mom. So here's what we're going to do. You guys ready? And now you lead with confidence. And what I like about that is instead of me coming in, this is how I used to come into the house. I'd be frustrated with work and with traffic and everything that we had to do. And I'd just start kind of barking things out. Casey, get downstairs. We've got a visit. And when we do those things, it just creates chaos in the home. But instead, I'm coming in as that quarterback who's calm, cool, in control. You know, that quarterback that can always lead the 4th quarter comebacks. And now I'm leading my kids. Okay, I've got 2 more for you. I'm going to ask you to listen to this 60-second ad because I want my 2.5 cents. So it's 9 p.m. and your child casually says, "Oh, I need my uniform for tomorrow's game." Sound familiar? Skylight keeps every practice, game, chore, and school activity in one place, so you eliminate those last-minute surprises that upset your kids. Skylight Calendar syncs seamlessly with all your calendars and visually displays your family schedule on an HD touchscreen. Skylight is like having an assistant coach, the good one who always remembers the snacks and is on top of everything. Import a month of your kid's sports schedule in a snap. Skylight's free mobile app updates instantly, keeping the whole family in the loop. If in 4 months you are not 100% thrilled with your purchase, you can return it for a full refund. No questions asked. Right now, Skylight is offering our listeners $30 off their 15-inch calendars by going to myskylight.com/parenting. That's myskylight.com/parenting. So go to myskylight.com/parenting. So do you know why I really ask you to listen to the ads? It's this. My dad was abusive, overbearing, and so I have always struggled with that kind of fear with men of asking them to do things because I'm always waiting either to be hit or yelled at by my dad. And so this is my way of saying, hey, dads, I know, because I know men don't like when other people sell them things, right? Like, hey, listen to our ads. So I'm purposefully doing it because I know that some people don't like it, and I'm always working on my own issues. And so that's just one way that I do that, because I'm tempted to say, well, do I really want to ask men to stop and listen to that ad? And yeah, I do, because that's kind of for my own growth. And I make 2.5 cents. Okay, here's another one. Imagine yourself as that platoon captain on the battlefield whose men are looking at him under fire. Are you freaking out in those situations? When your child is freaking out, do you begin freaking out? Because if you do, that will just escalate the situation. So be the quarterback, be the platoon captain. Here's another one. Imagine yourself as an ER doctor. Someone comes in all bloody, there's chaos in there. That's kind of your home at times. What does the ER doctor do? They don't start yelling like, why are you bleeding all over my emergency room? I don't know what to do. You're going to die. No, that's what we do sometimes as parents. But instead, the ER doctor takes the vitals, stabilizes the patient, and then leads their team towards stabilizing and then healing that patient. They don't start lecturing the patient about why did you come in here all bloody and get in that fight at the bar. They don't. And so if that helps you conceptualize this, over Thanksgiving break, practice that. Become that person. Say, okay, what would an ER doctor, what would a quarterback do in this situation? Do it with your relatives watching. If you frequently get judged by relatives, which you probably do, I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through how to avoid public meltdowns and install a growth mindset in your kids in the next 3 episodes of our regular Calm Parenting podcast. So listen to that. I think you're going to find it really, really helpful. Okay, men and women, thank you for listening. Appreciate you being willing to work on this and change. Love you all and respect you. Bye-bye.